just happened. Seems every time someone from the Trump administration goes on television, there's controversy.
In the end, it was misleading the vice president that made the situation unsustainable.
Which the White House knew about last month. And yet yesterday you went on the air and said that General Flynn had the complete and full confidence of the president.
Here now to analyze Bernard McGurk and Greg Gutfeld. So I'm not sure all these TV appearances are helping the Trump administration, Gutfeld.
I don't think they care. When I look at her appearance, she seems absolutely unimpressed with doing television. She treats TV the way I treat waxing. You know, it's not a priority in my life, maybe once or twice a month.
Talking about waxing your car?
Let's hope some people call it a car. But anyway, you know, she's not worse than Podesta, her predecessor, who had the charm of a wedgie.
Yeah, but he wasn't on nearly as much. And you get up at 5 in the morning to do these morning shows, put yourself at risk because you know you're going to be attacked on every show except Fox and Friends. They'll like you a little bit. So I don't understand.
Well, look, in her case, look, let's face it, she's very impressive. She broke the big glass ceiling. You know, she's a mother.
She's on every day.
She turned out to be a killer on the cable news talk shows. And as a female Trump supporter, that's like being a Jew in a mosque.
But don't you think, do you really believe that all of these things are necessary?
Well, yeah, because, look, she took on all these guys, the Todds, the Tappers, the Stephanopouloses, and the Lowers, and she kicked their butts for a long, long time. She emasculated these weenies, but now she looks a little tired. She needs a little time off.
Needs a cruise.
Needs to go kite surfing with Obama.
Yeah, kite surfing. Get her down there.
Give her a break.
Okay.
You know, she's 50 years old. She's got four kids. Dealing with the press is the easiest part of her day.
But what I don't think the the Trump administration's understanding is everything they say can and will be used against them. They should be Mirandized before they go on. And then this satire program's take it. Roll the tape.
Kellyanne, what the hell are you doing here?
I just want to be a part of the news, Jake.
And this is how you do it? By breaking into my apartment?
What was I supposed to do? You weren't answering my calls. You changed your number. I'm not going to be ignored.
You don't get it, Kellyanne. You made up a massacre. We can't have you on.
But I missed the news. I'm going to get mic'd.
See, that's not helpful, Gutfeld.
Oh, I disagree.
You disagree.
Kate McKinnon doing a vicious impersonation means that you won. If she was doing a reverential impersonation of Hillary Clinton, that means Kate won. So she has to do this knowing that her side lost. She's making fun of Kellyanne Conway knowing that she lost. It kills her to have to do this.
Do you see it that way?
No, I see them trying to take out a good, strong woman is what I see.
It is sexist.
It is sexist indeed. And she is a tough woman. She needs to be given credit, cut some slack because of the hours. While that smug Matt Lauer was getting his beauty sleep and his producers were writing his questions for him, she was up all night pulling an all-nighter to figure out what to say about this General Flynn situation. This woman needs credit.
But because the day before, she said there was no trouble. You know,
right, but she's defending the indefensible. That's her job.
I agree with you guys. She needs a rest.
They need to expand their stable. Get Jeffrey Lord, Kayleigh McEnany. Get more people out there.
Yeah, more people. That'll be great. More people.
Yes. Yes. And animals, too, would be fun.
I think the messaging has to be a little more disciplined. All right, Gutfeld McGurk, everyone. There they are. Tip of the day, the factor in The Walking Dead. It's serious. The tip, moments away.
Long-term financial security for over 145 years.
Tip of the day, The Walking Dead versus The Factor. Yeah, get them. But first, the mail. It's alive tonight. Adam Hoffman, Grand Blanc, Michigan. Bill, I appreciate your outrage over the false reporting on the ICE raids. I just wish you had the same outrage over President Trump's dishonesty about the inauguration crowd and voter fraud. So let me get this straight, Adam. You're equating the issue of criminal aliens roaming around the country with a crowd and speculation about voter fraud? Come on, man. Perspective. Dave at Malinsack, Hillsboro, Oregon. Great talking points, Bill. Where did you get the stat that 75% of those arrested had criminal convictions? As stated, Dave, that information came directly from Homeland Security. Mickey DeSocio, Staten Island, New York. Mr. O, in answer to your talking points, the radical element that wants to destroy this country is led by Barack Obama, yet you still deny this fact. Because it's not a fact, Mickey. It's your opinion. And that is a reactionary opinion, just so you know. Not a fact. Lloyd Simonson, Ronkonkoma, New York. It enrages me that people like Meryl Streep throw around terms like Nazi and brown shirts. My relatives lived under Nazi occupation in Norway. Trust me, the Trump administration doesn't come close. Darwin Day, Lake Orion, Michigan. Bill, you don't really believe Meryl Streep would agree to come on The Factor, do you? We have an obligation to invite her if we're going to analyze her comments, Darwin. But I would be very surprised if Ms. Streep would show up to discuss her statements. In fact, I may even keel over if that happened. Chris Fawcett, East Hampton, New York. Bill, why do you appear so threatened by Jesse Waters? You know, I don't know, Chris. Chris Hindi, Dubai, having Waters trudge around in the snow with a stupid hat on in an effort to suggest there's no global warming is dishonest. There was no such effort, Chris. There was a stupid hat. Dan Sample, Las Vegas, sending Waters out in the snow to interview people about global warming is yellow journalism at its finest, Dan. Lindy Stack, Phoenix, Arizona. I am a happy BillO'Reilly.com premium member who is not going to shop at Nordstrom's anymore. Linda Polk, Ojai, California. After finishing Killing the Rising Sun, I now completely understand why so many World War II vets, including my father, chose not to speak of the atrocities they witnessed. Thanks, Bill, for bringing that history to us. You're welcome, Linda. And finally tonight, the Factor tip of the day. Last week, the only shows on cable that beat us were The Walking Dead and The Talking Dead on AMC. For a while, I thought The Walking Dead was the bio of former Senator Harry Reid. How wrong I was. The Walking Dead are zombies who chase people around in slow motion, kind of like the Los Angeles Rams this season. Apparently, lots of Americans enjoy the zombie movement. So we're thinking about incorporating some of that into The Factor. What about a segment about how Obamacare can subsidize zombies, most of whom don't have jobs because employers tend to frown upon cannibalism in the marketplace? They need help. Also, will the far left object if ICE rounds up zombies in the country illegally? Will the radicals insist on open borders for the undead? So here's a tip. Soon, you may be seeing some very unusual things here on The Factor as we become more inclusive and sensitive to those who are dead but not buried. As the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals recently ruled, you don't necessarily have to be alive to have constitutional rights. And those zombies shouldn't have to show a voter ID either. In fact, word is many of them voted in New Hampshire last November, bussed in from Amherst, Massachusetts. Or am I wrong? And that is it for us tonight. Please check out the Fox News Factor website, different from BillO'Reilly.com. Also, I'd like this battle about Factor anywhere in the world. O'Reilly at FoxNews.com, O'Reilly at FoxNews.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Word of the day, do not be a buffoon or a zombie when writing to The Factor. Again, thanks for watching us tonight. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Please remember that the spin stops here. So we're definitely looking out for you.